Put him down. Put him down. I'm not looking up.
3, 2,
Welcome back. I don't remember what to do.
Been a while.
Yeah.
It has been a while.
Do apologize. We had planned on probably missing 1 week. We missed 2, but we are back. I am Ross, and with me, as always,
Saul.
those very.
Just Saul. Did you do the Headless Horseman entrance?
No, I did
it's
not.
October now, buddy.
I can do the laugh.
It's October now.
No, you won't have heard that, but I can assure you that he's laughing still because that laugh echoes forever.
That's awesome.
We'll have to get back to that next week. It seems like we just got done with October.
Yeah, no, it just seems like we was just here a couple weeks ago.
For anyone who's younger who listens, when you hear old people like us talk about how much faster time goes, probably around 30, you'll realize that's true. Once you get to 40, you'll be like, oh God, it gets worse.
Yes.
Where you turn around. Like, that's why old people are always like, I can't believe it's already this month. And then at the end of the month, I can't believe this month is almost gone. It's because they genuinely are surprised every time.
The old guy that I work with at work, it's like, well, pretty soon death will come and get you. I'm like, well, you're just a big ray of sunshine there, aren't you, buddy?
There's no escaping the Reaper, Saul.
Yeah.
Man, that guy is a character in a way.
He's something. He is something.
All right. So before we get down to the show, I do want to say I am in a new setting today. So audio levels may be a little bit off. Everything's looking the same, but room size and echo, that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see. Also, I'm in a squeaky chair. I'm doing my best not to move.
He's actually on a boat. He's off the shore of Maine right now.
It's actually a raft. I've been playing that game Raft a whole bunch, and I was just like, I just want to see if I can turn plastic into wood like the game. You can't, but you can whack a shark with a paddle. So
there you go.
All right. Do you want to start, or do you have any exciting stories from our 2-week hiatus there?
Not really.
Okay.
Nothing's popping off at me if I do.
Yeah, I have stuff that happened, but not something I would share on quite a public forum. So if you want to sign up to my OnlyFans,
yes,
I do not have an OnlyFans. Now, if there's a demand and people want like pictures of my feet or something, I'm open to a secondary income.
Dude, you just never know. There are some weirdos out there.
I have at least slightly above average feet, I would say. So there might be a market. I can like make peanut butter sandwiches with them or something. I don't know I assume feet people are just into weird stuff. So
I will say this. So last night we was driving back home from somewhere. And it was I don't know, maybe 8 o'clock, and we're driving home, and we drive by this UDF, okay, and for people that don't have UDFs, I don't know if they're nationwide or just in our area.
Yeah, United Dairy Farmers. It's like a gas station, and then they do like their own ice cream. Most people get milkshakes. Yeah.
But in any case, we're driving by there, and this guy, if the Young Bucks had not already been in Cincinnati. I mean, he was dead on Matt Jackson. I mean, he looked exactly like a young buck. And I told my wife, I was like, oh my God, there's a young buck over there. And she's like, well, maybe it might be. I was like, well, they were just in Cincinnati, so because I think they're in Pennsylvania this week. So I said, there'd be no real reason for him to be in our area at a UDF. But, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they talked to Moxley. He was like, oh yeah, they got good milkshakes.
Oh, I mean, he had like the red Nikes on. He had the pants, the goofy looking pants that they wear,
yes,
and a goofy looking shirt. I mean, I was gonna take a picture of it and then send it to you, but we was driving too fast. But,
right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like super weird. It's maybe it's their brother that
yes.
just like trails behind them. I do have one real quick funny story before we get into stuff. So there was graffiti where I'm working. Now, this isn't going to have like super bad language, but if you have like a real little kid, it is get a little bit of innuendo to it. So maybe skip ahead 30 or 40 seconds. But so this particular graffiti was aimed at the principal of a school that said that this principal sucks all of the balls. Not just the principal sucks balls, but all of them.
Yeah.
And I just was beyond amused by the addition of that. Like, they had to think it out. Like, no, it's not just in general. We need more. We need some more adjectives. The children are terrible.
So your new job, and I don't know if you want to talk about what you do now, but have you run across that stupid lick challenge?
The devious lick? Yeah, so yeah, I'm basically doing like cleaning work for schools and whatever. And yeah, there have been a number of restrooms that have been destroyed, or like pipes have been knocked off, things have been ripped off the wall, ceiling tiles have been damaged. It's all the dumb stuff you see in the news about it. Apparently the one for October is supposed to be slap a teacher.
Yeah.
I can identify the teachers who are going to be targeted of that, and I can identify the people who are not going to be targeted by that. Because there are people that I don't think care about their jobs that much that would obliterate a child.
Yes. So if I was a teacher and I was a part of that challenge, it would be followed with teacher knocks out student.
Yes.
Because
yeah, I don't understand it, but yeah, it's a real thing, and I'm curious if it became a bigger deal because it got reported on the news. But yeah, absolutely, there was destruction at the different buildings I see. So there you go. Like, yeah, that's like a real thing. Kids are real dumb.
Well, are they real dumb, or are they just the same as when we were kids?
Well, I guess the thing would be and it's the same as it was when we were in school, where you have like
as easily as kids nowadays.
Right. Well, like I was talking with one, like I know there were people who did like destruction and that kind of stuff. It's just they had nowhere to put, like, you know, you couldn't really post it the same, but you'd still do stupid stuff. Now, I never was into destroying restrooms because if I want to use the restroom, I'd like to be able to.
Yes.
But yeah, you basically have like a small handful of students, like within the building, who are the big troublemakers, and they just ruin it for everybody. It sounds like throughout the district that I'm at, there are people like restrooms are just like shut down, except for like one for guys, one for girls in the whole building, due to just the degree of destruction. And this isn't from this devious lick thing. This was before that. So then it only got worse.
Sure.
But they do like dumb stuff where they'll like open up the soap dispenser and just empty the soap dispenser on the floor. It's like, oh, you got us. Like,
bird.
Or they'll do, people were showing me, senior prank day is rather traumatic, it would appear, for custodians, janitors, whatever you want to call them, because typically glitter is involved. But if you're in school and you're listening to this, if you're doing these senior prank things where you like make a mess in the school, it doesn't affect any of the teachers.
Yes.
It's all on the janitors. So if you want to do something to mess with the teachers, I recommend just go and burn their car. There you go. That'll just take it to 100. Be like Arn Anderson. Go hard.
Yes.
Don't leave any room for guessing. Please do not actually set people's cars on fire. Just a little disclaimer there.
Yes.
All right. I was just amused by that, but yeah, that whole devious lick thing it's a real thing, and it is really dumb.
People are stupid. Yeah.
All right. You want to talk about we have missed an awful lot of stuff with AEW. You want to talk about that?
Sure, we can.
Or do you want to...
Dynamite. Hey, let's just go. Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh, I don't know what the hell's going on here, folks. Looks like he's just wearing Lucas.
This is a revolution.
All right, give me a moment here, waiting for this to come up. So yeah, so going all the way back to Dynamite.
I didn't think Dynamite was all that great. I mean, it was all right.
It was, so compared to the shows that they've been on a run with, especially when you compare to Grand Slam, there's no way they could carry that momentum forever.
Sure.
So I'm okay with it. I also tried to watch some Raw and SmackDown, and let me tell you, if you need something to balance out the quality of Dynamite, if you watch...
Now, see, I heard... Now, I don't know. I can't imagine it being much better, but see, I've heard that Raw's getting a little bit better. Is this true?
A little bit. It's... So, it's the same as it always is like, it's hard to commit that they're actually going to get better. Like, you see little things, but then you see stuff that wipes that out. So,
Gotcha.
like, I don't know. Now, they had something that made me laugh was, you might have seen this posted, the Roman and Brock segment. There was an 11-second clip that had 13 camera cuts.
Yes.
And now I've been very critical of the camera cuts because I notice them usually 20 minutes into the show if I'm watching it, and then it ruins the rest of the show for me. But I've made it almost all the way through the show before I actually really could tell that the camera cuts were all over the place like normal. So I believe that there's a lot of people that never notice it.
Well,
That
I'm
particular segment, I would think that anyone watching that, whether they realized it was camera cuts or not, would be like, something was really weird with that, and it made me feel nauseous.
I did see that Roman Reigns is now wearing a gold glove
Yes.
on one hand.
Yeah,
That's great. That's awesome.
He's been doing that for quite a while. So,
Has he?
Yep.
Oh, well,
Well, it's subtle. Like, he didn't come out and be like, look at my new gold glove.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, they didn't like play it up. Yeah, I don't even know. Now again, I don't watch with the attention that I give AEW when I'm actually watching something. But I don't even know if commentary brought it up.
That's shocking.
Yeah, that Michael Cole didn't talk about it for 45 minutes during somebody else's match.
The commentary on WWE is terrible because they talk to you like you're a little child. This is a woman's match for the championship. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, and they also fall into, especially for people like us, we're way more critical of them. I mean, it got to the point to where WWE basically got me to stop watching wrestling.
Yes.
Like, something that I enjoy, but like, I can't imagine like the trajectory if AEW didn't come along. Maybe NXT would still be what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know. But yeah, so I would agree that this Dynamite, it wasn't the greatest one, but I'm just taking it as it's better than what my alternative would be at times.
Sure.
Let me see. There is so we got CM Punk back on commentary, because you didn't really experience him on his previous go. When he's on commentary, how do you like him?
I think he does a pretty good job. He actually does a pretty good job of like doing foreshadowing more than the other guys do.
Yes. No, he's good at what he does, like, in general. Like, whatever segment he's involved in, he treats it pretty seriously. So they opened up, you got Adam Cole and Jungle Boy. What do you think of this?
It was alright. I mean, it was a good match.
Yeah, it felt like, I mean, Adam Cole is all the personality in this match for the most part. There's been a few flashes here and there for Jungle Boy where it seems like he's maybe getting an edge to him a little bit. I'm not sure.
I think they're telling him In order for you to break out, you have to have more of a personality than a piece of bread. Because
I would argue that the piece of bread, you can at least toast a piece of bread and get something out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, because like in ring, he's got everything you would want.
Sure.
It's just
It's personality. He has no character.
well, it's weird because like he really didn't want to go by Jack Perry at all, which I can appreciate. Like, you know, he's not trying to coast off his father's name or anything like that. But then I've also heard stuff where he's like, yeah, I just don't want to do interviews or stuff. I just want to be recognized for in ring. And it's like, well, you can do
You can
that.
only go so far, buddy.
Yeah, like you could do that, but you think how much better in ring you can be if the people are engaged with it.
Well, you're never going to be a champion because if you don't talk,
right?
Talk about a boring. I mean, because that's going to be the Lucha Bros problem, I think.
Right.
Ray. That we'll get into that later, but
yeah, they at least have like somebody paired like.
Yes.
Like they are more exciting though than Jungle Boy from like a presentation.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, he needs something. He'll probably have to turn bad guy at some point, I have the feeling.
He'll have to turn on Lucha Express in order for Lucha Express, the Jurassic Express, to be something.
Possibly. I mean, there's ways to do it without, but yeah, it seems that way. But like, if you look at, we'll go back because like the Kenny Omega Daniel Bryan match that happened, the 30-minute time limit draw.
Yeah.
The crowd was super into that. They got more out of nothing in that match than I've seen in a while.
Sure.
Which made that match really, really good. From a technical standpoint, Jungle Boy and Adam Cole was probably the better match, but the crowd was nowhere near as into it. So
sure. And
it shows the importance.
And the person they were behind was Adam Cole.
Yes, absolutely. Which is weird that he's one of the first bad guys to get cheered a ton. Malachi Black.
Sure.
But I think that's more that they're not cheering Cody.
Yes.
But yeah, so Cole ends up cheating and winning the match. I am happy for Adam Cole. He seems to be getting like a little bit more than he was out of NXT. Let's see.
Sure.
So yeah, you think they're going to do the rematch with Kenny and Danielson, or is that just going to be put off for a while?
That's going to be put off for a while, I think.
Now, did you see that match live, or what did you think of that? We're going back a little bit, but that's a pretty noteworthy.
It reminded me of like how they used to do stuff like with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
You know, that's what I kept waiting for.
The 60-minute type thing. So.
Yeah. Do you remember the side headlock spot at the beginning of the Bret Shawn match, where he like would ride him, like he tried to push him off, but he'd ride him down and all that stuff. Like I was fully expecting to see that happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they didn't do a ton. I liked that at the draw they were both just striking each other. They didn't do the someone's hit with the finisher so it looks like they're going to win, but it wasn't in time. It was like a full on draw. Like there was no you could tell like they still had like they were nowhere close to a finish, I don't think.
Yep.
Like, I almost wonder if they didn't structure that match like a 60-minute match, just knowing that it was going to get cut off short. To make it where it's like, oh man, there's a lot more with this. But, alright. Cody, one of the greatest moments in professional wrestling history happens after this tag match. Cody and Lee Johnson win the match.
Yep.
I don't really have anything to say about the match itself.
Not really. Other than Cody, just I don't know I don't know where they're going with his character.
Yeah, he's an over elaborate mess at times.
Yes.
But so they Tony Schiavone goes into the ring to enter. He should really just go into the ring and hand people the microphone and leave.
Yes.
It's really. I think they just like giving him screen time, and it's got to be a joke at this point. Cody tries to call out Malachi Black, and then Arn goes on quite a tirade.
Yes.
And tells the parable of Arn Anderson, where Cody is a nice guy, and if you try to carjack him, he's just going to give you the car because he doesn't want any trouble and it can be replaced.
Yes.
Whereas if you try to carjack Arn Anderson, he's going to shoot your brains out with a Glock.
Yes.
Which you could see the crowd. So this used to happen with Conan O'Brien on the late shows all the time. He would refer to it as horror followed by acceptance, where everybody's like, oh, I can't believe that, but then they're just like, oh yeah, no, that's awesome. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with.
Yeah, they're like, oh, all right, Arn, I wasn't expecting that, but okay, yeah.
The one thing you tell me about all the time for these situations that makes me laugh was there was the streamer Disguised Toast, and there was something going on, and like his chat was like, you gotta kill him or something like that. It's like, you guys are at about an 11. I need you to come back down to like a 3 or a 4.
Yes.
Arn went to about a 57 or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the amount of stuff I saw posted adding Arn into gangster situations.
Yes.
Afterwards. So if you thought Ric Flair was mentioned in rap a lot, I have the feeling like Arn Anderson is going to be in the next few years.
Yeah.
Or he's going to get a Glock sponsorship, which would be pretty funny. Let's see. I mean, would you have ever bet money if someone was like, I'll bet you $1 million to your $1 that Arn Anderson is going to talk about shooting somebody in the head tonight?
I mean, Arn did stuff like that back in the day in WCW, but never to that extreme. I mean, even when the NWO was attacking him, man, I don't think he even went to that, you know?
Yeah.
So it was extreme, yeah.
I mean, it was awesome though.
Malachi, man, he's bringing out in him. He's bringing that evil down.
Yeah, I want to see, like, I like that he did like a promo where he was basically like, I'm done with the Nightmare Family.
Sure, because I mean, who you gonna fight? I mean,
well, I mean, he's proved his point, so he's going to move on to the next, which is good. For some reason, so they had the Moxley, Kingston, and Darby match against Bear Country and this Anthony Green guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why Sting decided to just be a jerk after the match and hit this dude with the Scorpion Death Drop. Like, I don't remember seeing him do anything that warranted a further beating.
Moxley and Kingston are they're borderline heels.
So
like crossing over.
Are you saying that they bring out their bad influence on the Stinger?
Yeah, because I was like, Sting, you're acting very heelish here.
So we need an intervention for Sting. Like, Sting, we're worried about the company you're keeping currently.
I did like how Sting tried to jump over the rail and he couldn't do it, and then he laughed and he's like, "Yeah, I'll just go after this."
Yeah, like he started to and was like, I don't want to take any risks here. Let's see. So from there, we got the feel-good moment of the week for Dark Order getting back on the same page.
Yeah, I hated this whole thing.
I mean, it was 100% designed for being in Rochester and Brody and all that. So I'm okay with it, but they could have totally not done it, and that'd be fine.
The only thing that I have against this, and I understand Brody Lee's dead. I understand that. But Brody Lee's character was a bad guy.
Yes.
And he would hate, and that character would hate this. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and that's what I'm going off. That
this. I think that's fair. Because they're honoring him as a human being, and then the character there's a difference there.
Yes.
But I mean, it was nice for like the hometown crowd and all that stuff. So whatever, but I do enjoy seeing people throw paper at Evil Uno.
Sure.
So that will never get old.
Sure.
I'm hoping when -1 is old enough to join, if the Dark Order doesn't exist, it's just like out of the side of the screen you see papers coming at Evil Uno, like that's the tease.
So everyone is assuming, and I don't know if they would do it or not. Do you think Bray is going to come back and take over the Dark Order?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think he could very well feud with them. Where he's trying to do something like that, but they don't. I could also see him not wanting to be involved in that, because
especially since that was kind of a Brody Lee's thing, and
if he's still around, I could see him doing something with. This is assuming -1 becomes a wrestler. I mean, he's pretty much got a guaranteed in, and genetically, he's probably going to be quite a large man when that time comes. So I think it'd be easy for him. If Bray is still around in any capacity in 10 years, there could definitely be something between them. But I don't know. And I mean, I could see ways that it could work for sure, but it seems like, I don't know. Like I'd have to see how it was handled. Like there'd have to be a good payoff to it.
Gotcha.
I think. I don't know. If you're interested in investing, Leo Rush is your guy.
I don't know what Leo Rush did to people, but I was on AEW's Instagram page just watching it, and they roasted this guy. They're like, Leo Rush retires after doing this promo.
Well, I think so. There was a period where there's this spot where he took like a power bomb off the top of a ladder.
Yeah.
And like stood up from it almost like a no-sell. But then like I think like he got hit with another move and got pinned or something, and like people were super critical of that. And then I think he has retired a few times and then comes back. And
he retired in AEW.
Yes.
Well,
so now I will say that depending on if like you get injured, you got a family, stuff like that, I can see where you'd be like, I just don't want to. This is dangerous. I don't want to. You see people get hurt and stuff like that. Maybe I can see where that goes into your head, but I don't know. Like, like the crowd is not gonna be kind to this guy.
Yeah. But
like in ring, he's very exciting. So.
Well, just like that one female wrestler for AEW that was kind of like Bailey, where she smiled all the time.
Oh, Kylie Ray.
Well, I guess she retired a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And people roast her all the time. Cause I think she's in NWA now.
Might be. But yeah, well, I mean, she's like been pretty open that she has like some mental health concerns.
But yeah, fans, if you retire more than once and you keep coming back, they roast you. So.
Terry Funk is silently sitting in the corner like, oh yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing like, because like Kylie Ray, I think is a different situation than Leo Rush, where she's been like, look, I have mental health issues.
Sure.
It's hard. Like I think that's why the Bunny wasn't wrestling for a while, is she has some issues like that. Whereas she was just out of the ring, but she was still a character. But it's funny because you'll see all the people who, like, if a wrestler takes their life or something, like, oh, we got to respect mental health. But something like this, where the person just doesn't know if they're going to come back from it due to their mental state, and they just need to have that away. It's like, oh no, and they retired.
I don't know. And then this other segment, again, I could do without.
So there was a promo that Scorpio Sky did, like in a hallway or something from Grand Slam, that I thought was excellent.
Yep.
I'm optimistic for them, but I think you've already been over him, but I'm kind of over Dan Lambert yelling.
No, everyone is. I mean, on AEW's Instagram page, you're like, oh, please stop this. No one enjoys this.
Like, I just don't see a path to a payoff that I care about
No.
at all.
I mean, what's his name? I guess he's a boxer, or is he an MMA fighter? The guy that took out Jericho.
Oh, with the knee?
Yeah.
Pretty sure just a fighter.
I mean, I don't care.
Right. Well, Jericho and, like, it makes sense because of Hager, but it also is super weird.
Yeah.
It seems like you should have just gave him some nobodies to bulldoze through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they're on TV, so it's better than not being on TV, but I'd rather see literally anything else on my TV.
I mean, yeah. So
some good news. We'll get another Sheeta match against Serena Deeb next week,
Yep.
so that should be good. We got Anna and Tay against Bunny and Penelope.
Oh.
I mean, it was a match. Like, it wasn't anything crazy, but
No, because Anna Jay still needs some work.
yes, the commitment to whatever it is, like, you can see there's like a hesitation step here and there.
Yep.
But I mean, she's in a position that it really is like sink or swim, because she hasn't had that many matches. So
Sure.
but
And
I
that's
mean,
why I don't know why they're on Dynamite. Put them on Dark. That's what Dark's for.
right, or Elevation or something. Well, they're trying, because like it's strange, because like one of the things I see the most is people complain there's not enough women's stuff going on. So they're trying to get more stuff going for the women, and in some cases it's like, okay, that's good, but there's times where it's like, I don't know, I just don't know about it.
Well, the only good wrestlers they have is Britt Baker, Nyla, that can do promos and wrestle,
Right.
and then Sheeta and Rio and stuff. They can wrestle, but their promos are terrible. So
Yes.
you have nobody, and Penelope Ford and the Bunny. And I guess the Bunny can somewhat do promos, but Penelope Ford can't do. So I mean, you have people that can't do promos. So.
Well, Serena Deeb is pretty good, but she's just now getting back, I think, from injury.
Yeah, I think she was on injury. Thunder Rosa. Yeah, I forgot about Thunder Rosa. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, they're getting the pieces there. Like but yeah, like I can see where it's like, I kind of would have liked to see something different than this. But at the same time, I mean, it's experience that there's no other way to get, and like if your live crowd's getting behind it, like then it's not that bad to be on TV. Like at least you can see people are like into it.
Well, and if you need an instant heal, just team them up with Brandy. I mean, so
Jesus Christ could show up with Brandy and get booed in a church.
Exactly.
So it looks like we're getting MJF and Darby.
Yeah.
This was a really weird whatever it was.
Because so this is a bad idea, and you know why I say it's a bad idea?
Why is it?
MJF's going to come out tops on this feud.
Yeah.
Because Darby Allin cannot do a promo. So MJF will destroy him.
Yes. Well, I mean, he got him for, he was like, yeah, you come out here with your Batman voice. I thought that was pretty funny.
Sure.
Like, I'm curious how this will play out.
Sure. Because, I said, MJF is really good at promos. Darby Allin is not good at it, and Lord knows Sting isn't good at it. So I mean,
well, I mean, Darby can just make some black and white videos, and that's fine. Like, that's really what I want out of him anyway, because like those are pretty interesting. Overall promos are like, yeah, whatever. So we got to the main event here. So did you think Sammy was going to win this?
Yeah, I thought he was going to win it. I don't know if it's a good decision.
You
Maybe
think
it is.
you think they were just like, we're going to let a good guy win for this crowd kind of situation?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, also Miro, unless you start having him go after guys who are like world title contenders,
Yeah.
like there's not a lot left for him to do with the TNT belt, it seemed like.
It's true. Yeah, unless you want to put him in. Yeah, maybe they want to put him into the world title picture. So
Have him go. I'm still assuming they're going with Hangman's going to be the one to take the belt off.
I think Hangman's going to be the Joker card this Wednesday.
Yeah, that's my thought. I have no idea on the timeline because, well, it's funny because a lot of wrestlers I'm like, man, I wish I could stop hearing about them, but like the ones I usually want to hear stuff from, they don't ever say anything. So, like,
Sure.
but like there hasn't even really been like a hint that Hangman might be coming up that I'm aware of.
Yeah, Hangman's has completely disappeared.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't really say much when he's active, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd be okay. Remember the one pay-per-view where he was the Joker in the Battle Royal and everybody was like, eh. Whereas now, if he was the Joker...
I guarantee if he comes out, he'll get a huge pop.
Yeah. Like, I think Danielson and Punk, like, that whole thing is over, so he can show back up, and it'll be back to what it was.
It's going to be Kenny and Hangman at Revolution.
That would be my hope. But yeah, set up, like, work on getting Miro ready as a challenger for him.
Yeah, pretty much. Like Miro can be the first challenge against Hangman. He can become a drunk cowboy again or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Well, and then does MJF win against Darby to start getting him ready to be the guy to take the belt off Hangman?
Yeah, see it.
Do you think that's still the plan, or do you think with all the new people, they might have something different going?
I think MJF will probably be a big feud with Hangman.
Yeah,
and I think he beats Hangman because
Yeah.
I think that's where they're going with it. I think they
Right.
want MJF to be the future.
Yeah, the future bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him with a belt in that stupid ring that he has. I
Yes.
mean,
Well, yeah, because
will be
it's
good.
like as it is now. Because months ago, before all the craziness happened, like pretty much everybody expected it would be Hangman, probably MJF after that.
Yeah.
And I kind of think that's still the trajectory. Like, I don't think that's going to change much. Because, those guys are still fairly young. So, if you're building, like, they're going to be the guys you're building around still. Like, you might have Punk for 3 years or something, but he's going to slow down. So,
Punk's wrapped in a terrible storyline with FTW. So
the only thing worse is if he would have decided to be a bad guy and feud with best friends.
yes.
But I'm sure he knows. He knows that that's bad. So let me see here. Rampage, like, really the big match there was Bryan and Nick Jackson. Did you caught that match?
Yeah, I watched him.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's always weird to see Nick Jackson in a singles match. Like, he's had way more singles than Matt, if I'm correct.
I think that's on purpose, because I think Matt is a little bit older than Nick, and I think Matt's breaking down. So I think
like, that's all you, buddy.
I think they're like, well, let's get Nick established as a single star just in case he has to break out as a single first.
Right. Oh, I still want that merch freak run. That when Matt Jackson had the glasses that he could see the future.
Yeah.
I'm still hoping that they go with that.
Yes.
Let me see. There was real weird that they did a triple threat match with Jade, Thunder Rosa, and Nyla.
Yeah.
It wasn't awful. Jade is not very good at swinging a chair.
No.
Which, to be fair, who comes into wrestling proficient with swinging a chair? Like, there's nowhere on earth, unless you're just a weirdo who picks up folding chairs and hits stuff, like, you're not going to be a natural at hitting things with a chair.
Well, unless she was in part of ECW.
Right. They did the hair versus hair match with Jack Evans and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I am, other than, again, you mess with the best friends, your life's over. Just give up, just stop. But it's weird that they did it to Jack Evans, because I thought it was going to be like a Matt Hardy Orange Cassidy thing.
Maybe Jack Evans he told somebody, you know what, I'm thinking about a change. I'm thinking about cutting my hair. They're like, hey, let's make that into a match, maybe.
Right. Well, which is fair. I mean, there was a time where Bryan Danielson in WWE had talked about wanting to do like a hair or a beard versus mask match or something with somebody.
Yeah.
So there are people who are like super into that. Like, because they, like there's certain areas that's like considered a big deal. So,
sure.
But yeah, like for this just to be on Rampage, like you would have thought the first hair versus hair match, they would have made a bigger deal out of it. So
yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a story one day that'll come out to find out exactly why they did it the way they did. Because it seems like, or they're just setting up, like, familiarizing people with a hair versus hair match. Because at some point, because the Lucha Brothers have said they want to take the Bucks' hair since they've ripped their mask off so many times.
Sure.
So maybe we're headed to that, because Nick Jackson is losing the hairline fight that he's in.
Yes.
So, all right. We were going to talk briefly. How are you on time?
I can do a little bit longer.
Okay. So I'm going to hit a bumper here. I want to talk about like general like TV or movie stuff real fast.
Okay.
Something that could never ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
You chose poorly. You have chosen wisely.
All right. So have you heard about this Squid Game show that's on Netflix?
I've heard about it. I'm not.
Okay.
Well,
So
I've not had a desire to watch it or watched it. So.
right. And so my brother was telling me about it, and we watched the episode with the sugar cookie, which I don't know if you've seen like the sugar cookie meme coming up with like designs on it.
No. Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
Okay, I'll explain this a little bit. So now I'm assuming it's a sugar cookie. It could be something different, but whatever. So a little bit of spoilers for I think the third episode, because this is all I've seen. But it's like these people get kidnapped or something, and they're basically playing death games, where if you lose the game, you die. And in this particular one, it's like this it's almost like a daycare. Like it's all bright and happy looking, but you have these people in like pink jumpsuits with like a circle, a triangle, or a square on their mask or whatever.
Okay.
And so this game they end up playing is you're given a sugar cookie, and it has either a star, like a triangle, a square, or an umbrella on it. And you have to take a needle, like a sewing needle, and you have to get your shape out of the cookie without breaking it. Like, that's the game. So if you got the umbrella, you're totally screwed, because that's going to be really hard to do, and people are trying to do it or whatever, and you're just like, so I don't know what exactly is going on, but all the guards, like all the people in pink, are armed with like rifles, and they're all standing around. Like, it's just a super weird thing to be watching. And then you see somebody, they break their shape, and they are immediately shot in the face. So it becomes real apparent real quick, like, oh, this is messed up. So everybody, like, so the rest of the thing, so now you're trying to, like, get this shape out of your cookie, and you know if you mess up that you are going to die. So now I don't know what the purpose is. I'm assuming it's more explained in the first episode, but just as someone who's watched like this one episode,
Yeah.
it is out there. Now the description says that it's like people who are cash strapped accept a strange invitation to compete in children's games, but I don't think they understand that. I'm assuming any game you play, if you fail, you die.
Gotcha.
Is what it is. But yeah, like, so after this game is over, like, because a number of people succeed, I won't go into. There's some tense moments and some real weird stuff happens.
Yeah.
But I'll spare that. But like, everybody's looking and it shows like the number of players that were eliminated, and then there's this giant orb that gets filled with even more money. So I'm assuming if you're like the last one standing or something, you win all this money.
Okay.
But if you don't, you're not worried about money anymore. So I suppose that works out for everybody.
Sure.
But yeah, so there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. But yeah, so if you're seeing like people like holding up like a sugar cookie with like a super elaborate design, it's basically saying how screwed they would be to an extent, because they would have to try to get that out of the cookie in 10 minutes with the needle. So, but it is super weird. I think it's dubbed, so you get some really weird voices. Like it's I believe originally like a Japanese show, which then, they have some weird stuff going on over there. So
Yes.
But yeah, have you watched anything or anything of note?
No, I've so we was looking into watching James Bond.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
Yes, because you guys are
of James Bond. We might as well just finish. Well,
yeah, because like 7 years ago, you guys started watching all the James Bond movies.
Oh yeah, it took us a whole. I mean, now granted, if we wanted to be serious about it, we could have got done a little bit quicker. But
if you're trying to go pro at watching James Bond movies, you could do it way quicker. But
yeah, I mean, it took us about a year to watch all the James Bond movies. So we were curious about seeing a new James Bond movie. So we were looking up ticket prices, dude. It is cheaper to get HBO Max
and just watch it at home.
And watch it at home.
Well, didn't that happen with Wonder Woman?
Yes. Because we ended up, and they're still doing the stupid COVID fee. It's like, I think it was like $8 or $9.
Which is basically, we just want your money.
And I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, we're just going to probably get HBO Max probably, just watch it.
Right, and then catch up on anything else that they have over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Maybe people who really love like the movie theater experience will pay that, but I mean,
there's some movies like The Matrix might be better to see that first time in the theater. Maybe I don't know, but I don't know.
No, I'm going to say as a reasonable person, it is not worth an extra $10.
Yes. So that, and you and me talked about maybe wanting to see Venom.
Yes. Yeah, they've brainwashed me into thinking that that's going to be good, largely because Carnage is in it.
Yeah, well, it's because I remember my wife has no interest in watching it because she doesn't remember watching Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I know a lot about Venom and Carnage. So
Carnage, they had the Maximum Carnage storyline that was across like every single book in the Marvel universe at one point.
Yeah,
felt like. I thought that was good because again, it was bad guys actually winning for a while.
Sure.
Let's see. You want to talk any video game stuff at all?
I really haven't played a lot of video games, but we can try to talk about it, I guess.
Well, we won't even do a bumper. Let me see here. Have you been watching anyone play New World?
No, because yeah, there for a while. It had me interested for a little bit, then I was like, this is just World of Warcraft. Then I lost interest.
It seems like it's so PvP focused.
Yeah.
Like, to really have a good time, you're going to have to be into the PvP. And not to say that I might not be able to get into that. I don't want to pay $40 to find out that I'm wrong.
So. Yes.
So I'll just once I have time, I'll probably go back to Final Fantasy, maybe. But I don't know. Like, I heard
I was
they're gonna
interested
do
in
like
playing. I was interested in playing the Ninja Turtles game because I thought that was out already, and it's not.
nope, it is never going to come out. Yeah, the Shredder's Revenge for the Switch. I think it's going to be on PC too. Yeah, I'm super excited for that. But yeah, I don't know if it's ever going to come out.
COVID.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just they announced it. You look at it and you're like, well, it's a side-scroller arcade game. How long can it take to make that?
Oh, a lot.
Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Let's see if there's a release date.
They pushed it back to 2022 last time I checked.
Yep. I saw something that said coming soon, but yeah, the last news I saw was they added April as a playable character. So you have to assume they're doing Casey Jones and some of the other people. But yeah, so 2022, that's forever.
Well, it's just like Maverick.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be out July 4th. Then it's supposed to be out Christmas. Now it's supposed to be out July 4th of next year. So
lame. I mean, there's not, other than like New World's been like the big news. I mean, Blizzard keeps doing weird stuff.
I heard that the 9.3 got canceled.
Yeah, they're doing like 9.2, and then I don't know. Then they gotta go in and turn more people into bowls of fruit or something. Yeah, there is like a huge debate on all of that stuff. Like that they're doing where it's like, well, the developers want to do it, and I don't know. I don't even know if I care. Truthfully,
I think they killed their game. They need to work on World of Warcraft, like redo World of Warcraft with newer graphics
or something.
I don't know, something.
Well, I heard they were going to do like Classic Plus or something, or they had looked into that, or it was like Classic but new content for it.
Sure.
I mean, I'd be interested in that. So
I don't understand why you don't do the classic format, the newer graphic, and new storyline. I mean, my God. It's
so what you're saying is a new World of Warcraft. What a novel idea. And we're going to like come up with some new abilities and new classes to throw in there. Hey, everybody wants a necromancer? Here you go.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, that's pretty much like just real minimal video game stuff there. All I've really played is like Battlegrounds.
I've been playing Hearthstone Classic a lot.
When I do play Constructed, I've actually been playing in Wild.
Okay.
I've been playing a Shutterwalk deck for Shaman.
Yeah.
And it handles everything surprisingly well. And you get to do like fun stuff. So
I get destroyed by not shamans, druids all the time.
Yes.
And then the stupid warlock deck.
Yeah, there are many. Warlock's always good because it can draw cards. Did you ever play or run into? Now you're only playing Classic then?
Yeah, I only play Classic.
Yeah, like I haven't played Standard at all. Like I don't even have enough cards to build it. Like every time I see a deck, I go to build it, and I'm missing like 4 legendaries.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not spending my gold on this. I'm sure as heck not spending money on this anymore. So Blizzard has really been missing out on my money. Like, not because of, mostly because of their game design choices, not really their, not that I support like the drunken cubicle crawls and blowing coke in the bathroom and then harassing the female employees. I'm not a big fan of that, but that really wasn't what made my decision for me. It was poor game decisions that took away fun or seemed like it was trying to take my money.
You know, so when all that broke out, I really didn't read a lot about it. I recently, like a couple weeks ago, I read a lot about what was that went down.
Yeah,
it's just weird. I'm like, why would you dedicate a whole thing to Bill Cosby? And it's just weird.
there was a lot of really bad stuff that was going on. And like they've handled it exactly like you would think a big company would. So pretty sure that most of that stuff is true. Like I see nothing that makes me think, I don't know, I think people are piling on. It seems more like, I bet there's more that we don't know about. So while I do not, it definitely changed my opinion of Blizzard as a company, because they always seemed like they'd be a good place to work. That changed, but yeah, that doesn't really have a ton of bearing in my decision to support them with money or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're to me they're screwing up on all fronts though. Like
yes.
I haven't played Diablo 2, the new, like I really like Diablo games, but I haven't bought the new one just because I don't want to spend $40 on a game right now.
Yeah.
Especially a game I've already played like for thousands of hours.
So I'm watching on Twitter here what's trending.
Yeah.
And I guess Fauci is trending. And
Uh-oh.
I cannot stand Fauci. The dude, he just has a face that you just want to hate. And this guy is like, because I guess Fauci's like, it's too soon to say if we can meet during Christmas. And this one guy's like, if you and your family is basing your life decisions on this slap ass, I feel sorry for you. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, they'll do what they're gonna do.
I can't stand them, bro. Can't stand them.
I'm fully aware. There are a lot of people who agree.
You know what?
There are people who strongly disagree as well.
So if you had Fauci and the best friends, I think I would have to go with best friends. I think I would have to. I think I would go with him.
Are you saying that just because he has done a few things here and there that make you completely not trust him, that you would rather hang out with Chuck Taylor, the Kentucky gentleman?
I would root on Chuck Taylor in a wrestling match against Fauci. I would be the biggest fan.
I wonder how that would play out. I mean, there'd be outside interference by somebody. I don't know who it would be. Probably MJF.
Biden.
Wanders down to the ring.
Then forgets why he's down there and just goes into the audience. All right, anyway.
I'm going to have to cut half of this.
Oh, no. Keep it in, Ross. Keep it in.
All right. So I think
That's how we get the heat.
Yes. Now we got to get COVID and go around and cough on people.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we're going to end it there. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. I would say we'll be back next week. I'm still in the middle of a very strange move, so we'll see. But my plan is to continue again.
Yep.
All right. Later, everybody.
Later.